some practical strategies of how do you use personal branding and align it to your career goals. There are several, but just to point out a few, I think it's important to begin by really thinking and investing time to figure out what is your core value proposition. What is your value articulation? Because once you define that, you're defining your goals, you're understanding and differentiating yourselves in the tough job market out there. You're calling out what makes you stand out. So that becomes really, really important. Once you have these value propositions defined, I think it leads to the next point of how do you really cultivate a personal brand authentic audit. And what I mean by that, it's really, like 4 stages involved. So your stage 1 is how do you perceive yourself? And that's really important. So in order to get an answer to that, my recommendation is that you take a pen and paper, do it the old-fashioned way. You could do it on a Word doc, but do it the old-fashioned way, because there is this great strength when you put your power and write it on a paper, right? So the idea is you need to pick up 5 to 6, you could go to 10, but these core strengths and skills that you have that makes you different. And it should be a combination of behavioral attributes, which could be reliability, the trust factor, the grit that you have, as well as your skills, since we're talking about skills, whether it's your leadership qualities, it's got to do with your decision-making abilities or critical thinking. Yeah. And you make a list of this. So once you know how you perceive yourself, the next phase of the stage is how do others perceive you? So here what you do is you pick up 5 to 6 of your trusted advisors, your close friends, people you know who will be honest, would not really be holding their punches and will give you the facts, because that's what's important. Yeah. And you get them to answer the same question. So you ask them, so what do you think are some of my skills blended between behavioral attributes and some of the cognitive skills?
Feedback matters, definitely.
Feedback really matters. Now, once you've got these two, you look at the third stage of what's the similarities, what are my blind spots, and then you come to the last phase, which is the most important. Where do I want my career to go or be? Think 3 years from now, 5 years from now, what do I really want to be doing with my career?
Visualizing.
Visualize it. Really think about what will make you happy. Where would you be really excited? And then it's really saying that if I want to get there, this is what I would love to do. What can I do to impact my personal brand today to get me to that level? And the last thing for me, I think it's important to think CVR, which is consistency, visibility, and relevance. So when you talk about personal branding and aligning it with your career goals, it has to be consistent. And by consistent, it's really how you represent yourself across different platforms. You cannot be different. Even the pictures should be representing the same values and ethics that you hold. And of course, visibility is great for recall value and relevance. So you want to talk about something that's important, that's really aligned to your unique career aspirations.
CVR.
CVR.
That is so powerful.
Thank you.
So coming to